we will keep on having the same problem over and over again. So I'm going to make this presentation. I will introduce what are involved in the project that we're talking about, the key components. I'll talk about them, and then thereafter we will look at typical implementations before we go into the breakout session. We were planning before, because it was supposed to be a very large crowd here today. But we're going to split. I was planning that we'll split into two and have two instances. Then you are the people in the sector. We have done what we think is right as far as the application is concerned. We have teachers among us. We have veterans, people that have taught. They know what information needs to be kept, what data needs to be kept, and things like that. So the plan was that we'll break out into two, but we may not break out again since we have a smaller thing. We all look at it one after the other, look at the modules one after the other, and see what needs to be there, and see what is there that needs not to be there, and all the other things, which one is serving the right purposes. So that by the time we're going from here, we have set of new input requirements for the developers to work on. Next slide. So, well, we've seen the project title, School Tool in Nigerian Schools. We want to see how that can be adopted. Then what is our objective for wanting to put School Tool in the schools? We want to be able to provide school data in digital format. Once you take that data that we have been collecting before now from hard copy into digital format, a lot of things change. Because then you can put it into different ways. People can easily access it. You don't need to hire somebody now to come and sit there again and start entering into computer before you start processing, using it for analysis. So we want to have, first and foremost, school data in digital format. Then we also want to make school data visible and accessible. I will tell us how we're going to do all those things eventually. These are our objectives. We will see when we start discussing what we're going to do, how each of those activities meet these objectives. Some of the things we said we will do may require your experience to say, why not we do it this way rather than this way? We don't want to just do something, come and bring it to you and say, well, it's your thought now, I didn't have an input, it's not useful to me. So we want it to be our thing, is Nigeria education sector thing. It's not mine, it's not, yes, NEPA is there as a member of that society, UNICEF is there, UNESCO is there, all these other people, they are there, but you are the real people that need this thing. Now, we also want to complement all other data management effort. Several things have been said about that here. MEs, the planning processes, and all those things. We want to make sure that we complement. We don't want new things. We don't even want something that will put burden on the teachers, because their job is not to manage data. They are to teach, and teach effectively. So if we take the burden of data management from off their shoulder, we have given them more time to concentrate on the content they are teaching. So we want to be able to do that. We also want School Tool to serve as a first point of computer application tool in teaching profession. Because even as it is now, if FCT had been around, maybe they will be able to tell us. There is a program that, I don't know, in other states, maybe they brought it to you. I did some small research on it before I came. There is an Intel program called Teach. What that is doing is that they want to empower the teachers through teaching them computer usage, for them to go back and start applying it to their profession. And by so doing, they will start creating content that has wider application, because the teacher can only teach a certain number of students per time. But once that content is good and is well prepared and you put it into some other format, it can go to so many students per time. So it's like the teacher is teaching so many people at a time.